All right, let's start over. I guess you can hear me now. So I said, hello everyone. Sorry about the delay because I had to make my tea. Without tea, I don't function. So there we go. Honesty is best policy. Can you hear me now, guys? It's muffly. No sound. Still no sound. Are you kidding me? How many of you can hear me? All right. Is it any better now? Can you hear me now? Is it clear? Is it clear now? Could everybody say yes means it's good sound, no means is bad sound? Good. So shall I start again? I said, hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. I said, I'm sorry I'm late because I had to get my tea ready, and I said, honesty is best policy. Without tea, I don't work, you know that. So, I mean, I work for money, love, and tea. I think that's a good balance. And since the other two are not available, the money and love, I just work for tea. So, hush up, let me get my tea ready. Wookie Wookie says, hello, my friend. Pura Vida Juanpa, Mail 24, Costa Rica. Thank you for that. Don't forget, guys, protocol we need. And Jack, how you doing, Colonel? Good to see you here. Wookie Wookie says, I got my results back from my master's. I got 3 distinctions and merit. There we go. That's my boy. And he says, because of your kind motivation, I am delighted that I had something to do with it, but it was all you, as you know. You just had it in you, just needed a little bit of encouragement to help you see the vision and why you're doing what you're doing. And I'm delighted that you successfully completed that. Chris says, hello. Hello, Chris. And Juanpa says, the invisible wise man. Yeah, that's right, I'm invisible. I was making tea, visible just around the corner. Chris says, well, what? He says, well, she's pregnant. She got what she wanted. I'm in shock. It really is over. Chris, yeah, you're in shock. Oh, you gotta be happy. This is sometimes some of you are waiting for these sort of things to see the light, to see it clear that this was not something you should have pursued. Instead of, you should have cut it off earlier, relying on facts and everything else. You waited and waited and waited and used this to be your reason to move on. No, your reason to move on is the fact that she's not qualified. That's it. Now she happened to be pregnant. Well, okay, good for her with whoever she's having this child with. But that shouldn't be your feeling of, oh, it's really over. No, it should have been, and it was over long ago, but you just simply were not focusing on what you should have been focused, which to the big point you did. So I hope this is not making you feel like, oh, I lost something. No, you didn't. In fact, the fact that she's pregnant with someone else tells you exactly that you did the right decision and you stood your grounds, and that was not the right choice, because if she can simply have these sort of things happen to her life so easily, that means she never was the right choice for you. You just were focusing on the pleasure and the physical pleasure and the things that you were missing in your life, and somebody was somehow playing the role and filling what was void in your life, what was missing in your life, and you took that as if she's qualified to be your partner or long-lasting relationship partner or your wife. She was just filling out something that was missing in your life, but that doesn't make her qualified. And don't mix the two. So, says, I thought I was over her, but the way I'm feeling there must still be a bit of me that isn't. I mean, really, honestly, if I was a millionaire, I would get on the plane and come to UK and get my ugliest stick and beat the crap out of you because you really, because you really don't see the light. Instead of actually seeing all these developments as introduction and revealing her real character and the kind of relationship that she had with you, which obviously was just nothing that you thought it was, because your relationship with her was based on your need but not based on her qualifications. And now at this time you're still thinking that she's pregnant with somebody else, so big deal. That means that's all the more a cue that she wasn't your best choice at all, ever, not even nearly. So I hope that you can feel what I'm feeling, which is rage because of the way you're treating yourself. And hopefully you got my message and you will be happy to move on, happy for yourself that you didn't get mixed up with that, and of course wish her well. Of course, we always wish people well, right? Can only move forward now. Of course, can only. No, that's what you've been moving forward, but you just haven't been sorting it out that is the best thing for you to do, and you were doing. So keep it up. I'm proud of you, but don't go in a dip right now. Just this should give you more power to know that what direction you were taking was a correct direction. Stay on course. Stay on course, Chris. And he says, "Oh, hope you're okay." He must be making. Yes, I am making tea. I have my tea, and you know what? The tea that I have is what I was talking about it yesterday. Is organic peppermint by Taylor's of Harrogate, UK company, and it's probably the best peppermint tea I've ever had in a tea bag. It's very high quality. Honestly, yum yum. All right. Nico says hello, Nico. And hello is Nico, I see. And all right. Now, so let's see what we have here. Nick Ngaronoa is male, 44, New Zealand. Atamari Matua Mehran. Thank you very much, Nick. Good to see you, dear. As always. Wookie says we can hear. Okay, good. It's crackling. No more crackling now. I don't know what it was, but crackling is gone. And Sid says, General Mehran. Yes, sir. How are you, dear? Good to see you. Male, 32, Estonia. Hope you're well, he says. I wrote to you on Skype. Yes, I saw it and I responded. Says your soldier needs your help. Well, I did respond, goddammit. Where are you then? Let me see. My Skype is here and looks like you have seen it. And you made a message. And you saw my response. Till 9 p.m. Well, okay, I just see your message now. But obviously, if you want, perhaps after the live talk, which is probably an hour or so from now, we can have a chat on Skype and finish, pick up where we left off last time. So it says, by the way, no sound. Okay, it's crackling like you're driving, and there is a lot of wind. Okay, that is half an hour ago, right? Good. All right. Let's see what we have here. So everybody's hearing it well. Ben Ismaili says, can I ask a question? I've been dialing with thinking. You've been dialing with thinking of the past. I just to live in a place that I didn't like, and after I moved from there, it started. I only think about that place and my head hurts. Ben, unfortunately, I can't understand the message in the writing. I'm not sure if English is your first or second language, or perhaps something in typing is going wrong, or somehow it doesn't deliver what you want it to deliver to me. So I really don't understand the question. Maybe you can revise it and help me to see your question. I'll be more than happy to respond to it. And Chris says, plenty of love here. Yes, thank you. But I stick with tea for now. Sid says, I have good news. PhD thesis is finished and handed in. Hallelujah. Thank God for that. So now you're done with what you were supposed to do. I hope you're pleased with your production and what you did hand in, rather than having been unfocused due to the matters that we discussed and then not having been able to have done the best job you could have. I hope you kept your head screwed on straight and did the good job, the best job you could. And now, if everything is done, you have time to, consider whatever the heck it was distracting you, which I don't think I should be, directly discussing it here, so we can carry on at Skype talk later. But congratulations for that. I'm delighted to hear that. And Nick says, Kia ora ko'utuo. Ko'utuo. Kia ora ko'utuo to you as well. Says, hi everyone. That is what Kia ora ko'utuo is supposed to be, I guess. Titiro wahakamuri. Kokiri wahakamura. Look back and reflect so we can move forward. Sounds wonderful to me. I hope I didn't butcher the pronunciation. I did my best in a short given time. Chris says, I feel a bit sorry for the 20-year-old. You have no business to feel sorry for anybody else but yourself, because you're just wasting your time and focusing on the wrong thing. That's why you should feel sorry for yourself. Otherwise, everything's hunky-dory. You lucked out, and you just got to jubilate, because there is no bloody way you have any excuse whatsoever to think about her anymore, ever. Now, see your worth and value, and you can see that we were both absolutely on the right track when we were discussing what we were discussing. So be happy about it. Be very happy, relieved, because although you were the one who were supposed to make the decision to move on, but now the decision is made for you. So you kind of, I guess, off the hook to make that decision. Well, you had made that decision, but now it's much easier even to go forward for you. And Chris says, on a positive note, I'm enjoying my new house. And you better. And you just keep moving forward. Focus on your life, build your life, make money, and soon there will be others who would be definitely interested to have an opportunity to get to know you, and you get to know them. That's a given. Sid says, having coffee to keep myself up. Oh yeah, okay, that's fine. Afterwards, okay. Stephen says, hello Mehran, Stephen Mail 39, Los Angeles. Hello, Stephen from Los Angeles. And Sid says, I am well pleased with my work. Once it is approved, you will have a copy as your name is in the acknowledgement section. Ah, thank you. Okay. All right. Well, delighted to hear that. And Stephen Lowe from Los Angeles says, at work today, so we'll listen in as much as I can. Spend all yesterday studying. Good for you. For my exam tomorrow. Good. I keep getting distracted. No, because remember, you get distracted, ugly stick will come at you. So be very careful. I'm very serious about that. I got to put the fear into your hearts, guys. Now I'm going on a different level of communication. You forced me into it. He says, I keep getting distracted, but I'd go back and read your response you sent to me yesterday. Yes, you do that. And add something else to that response I sent to you. You don't do a good job tomorrow, I'll just get on a plane. You know, I'm a millionaire, so I can do that. Go to UK, to go to Los Angeles, all these places and sightsee. But I'll have my ugly stick and beat the crap out of every one of you guys that are parking your car in the mud and not willing to move on and enjoy your lovely life. Now, having said that, I want you to focus on your studies. Tomorrow is the exam. And if you really do your best today, you will have rewards more than you can imagine. And that's not just passing the course. That's the fact that you feel good about yourself, that I did handle distractions and I was focused on what needed to be done and I did prepare well, did my best, so I'm proud of me. You become more powerful in dealing with things that could be of negative nature or distracting nature in your life, whether it's this one or the next one or whatever else it might be. It's all about conditioning your belief and confidence in yourself that you can plow through, you can go through, you can power through, and you can do it, whatever it is you set out to accomplish. That's what you're doing. It's not just doing the exam. It's building a way your character would be. All right. Now we have David Wayne, which is message retracted. All right. Juanpa. Hang on, Juanpa. I can't miss this tea. Wow. Taylor's from UK of Harrogate since 1886. Organic peppermint, fresh and vibrant, caffeine-free infusion. God bless you guys. You did a good job here. I really like this tea. Yummy. All right. So, what do we have here? Juanpa says, I think that what Ben Ismaili is trying to say is that he has been thinking about the past lately, that he lived in some place he didn't like, so he moved, and when he is now, where he is now, or when he is now, he's only thinking about the old place, and his heart hurts. Oh, okay, that's an interpretation, could very well be, right? I got that kind of a cue from it too, but it wasn't quite clear if there is a clear description of something or a question in there. That's why I need a little bit more info. Throw me the bone. Give me the info, as Dr. Evil would say. So here is Dr. Evil talking. David says, hello, Mehran. Nice to hear you live. Taroch, 21, Iran. Oh, my goodness. Taroch? Is Taroch your name, David? It's an interesting name, if it's a name. I'd never heard that one. Are you from possibly Gumba de Kavus or Turkmenistan area? Is that where the name comes from? It's my best guess. Unless it's just not a name, it's a misspell. So it's 21, Iran. And he says, I made this email account when I was 14 and I loved the name David. So don't judge me. No, no judgment. It's okay. You can call yourself anything you want. You can call yourself David or David or Davud or whatever you like. Sid says, I meant I'm having coffee to keep myself up to speak to you after the live. Yeah, I got that one. Yeah, good. And that's why I said good. Okay. And Ben Ismaili or Ismaili says, hello, I lived in a place I didn't like. Then when I left those thoughts were stuck in my head. Now my head hurts. I'm 17. Is it because I'm teenager? No, there's nothing wrong with you. First of all, I want you guys to realize and understand, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I have no medical background or expertise. So what I'm saying here is based on my research, personal experiences as far as learning life and things I have, information I've come across, and based on my interpretations of things that you want to say, based on my research that I have conducted to some level. So what I say here is not a prescription, is not something that you should always talk to your doctor for whatever it is that concerns you, but we are here talking about a topic based on my opinion. That's all. It's your decision to attend to it or adhere to it or not. So having said that, so nobody would be misled, in your case, if you simply are thinking about, when you say place, I would have to interpret it, do you mean an experience, a physical place, or actually a place in your psyche which was based on a relationship or some kind of a experience with someone else? So I'm kind of guessing here that you were in some kind of a relationship in the past with someone and you didn't like it. Now that you have moved on from that relationship, which I figure place here means a situation rather than a physical place. Correct me if I'm wrong. And even though you've moved on from it, but it's always in your head and it's bothering you. I think that's what also Juanpa was saying. So if that's the case, my response to that would be there's nothing wrong with you. You're simply focusing on the characteristics of that relationship, which at one point probably was palatable and you enjoyed it. And being 17 years old, again, I don't have enough information about you as far as what the relationship was, how old was she, and so on and so forth, or what your gender is, what the relationship was like. These are all unknown to me. So I'm assuming that it was that you're a heterosexual man and you had a relationship with a girl that you liked and it didn't work out and now you're constantly thinking about her. Am I correct to think that way? If that is so, you should understand that age 17, such things are so humongously important to you. But when you grow a little bit older and you've had other experiences, you will see that this was not important at all. It was just an experience. And it's an experience that everyone at certain age will go through, and they will also then move on from it because it will never be the last relationship they had. It would be the first one, something for them to experience and learn. And then they will also go on to next and next and next and bigger and better relationships. And there's nothing here for you to be worried about. The fact that you think about it is normal. It's naturally to think about it. At age 17, how much things have you experienced to think about something else? That's probably the only one and only relationship, and it's so palatable at that age, so you keep thinking about it. And let me see if you answered my question so I can go on that. Ben says, is where I live the building, the architect? Okay, Ben, I'm really sorry. I can't really understand because I don't know if you're talking about a relationship or a building. So I perhaps stop addressing it because I really don't understand the question. Now you're telling me by the word where you mean it's a building, an architecture. So, and you're thinking about that. So it's quite confusing to me. But anyhow, whatever it is that you keep thinking about it, you're 17 years old and you had a good impression from that. Was it a building? I don't know what that means. A vacation or a place to live. A lot more detail I need in order to intelligently discuss that, Ben. UK Agwu says, thank you so much. You helped me when in my previous relationship broke down. When my previous relationship broke down, I am in a new place now and in a very happy relationship. Okay, great. Delighted to hear that, and thank you for sharing that with us. Don't forget the protocol, gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. That helps us out to know how far we're reaching. There are 9 of us here. If you wouldn't mind, please click on like if you like. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because there's over 1,600 videos on this channel. Pretty much, if you go on my search engine at the channel and type in what you feel, one word, like missing or broke up or sad or lonely or whatever it is that you're moving on, you just type into the search engine and they're bound to be a bunch of videos on that topic. Pretty much anything you think of under the sun after your breakup, we have a video on it on this channel. On top of the 1,600 videos, we have about 500 live talks. In each live talk, we've discussed 10 or 20 questions. So that would mean 10,000 questions there pretty much, plus 1,600 is about 12,000 little topics or questions or concerns we've discussed on this channel. So there is support available. You're never alone after your breakup. Anything, pretty much, lots of things about knowing about your psyche, thoughts, consciousness, where do they come from, how do they relate to each other, fear, desire, pleasure, ego, all of that is discussed here and used in order to shed some light on the situation that you are dealing with after your breakup. Why you feel the way you do, why act and react the way you do, why is it that you think you're devastated, how to move on, and all that. These are all available here, free of charge for you. And if you wanted more, you can always go to my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com. Click on Talk to Mehran via Skype, make an appointment of 1 hour, and I will throw in another hour complimentary, so we'll have 2 hours to talk about your what's concerning you if you're a new client. And of course, if that wasn't suitable for your budget, you can go look on my site. Again, there's another support system there that is an email one. You write me a short, and I mean short, description of your situation. You pay a nominal fee of $10, and then I will record the response in like 4 minutes to 8 minutes, and I will send it back to you via email, because that's how big a file can be transferring through the email, a voice file. And of course, there are all other goodies and supports on the site. My books are also there. You can take a look at the table of contents, or you can click on the button that is underneath each book that you can read a sample chapter and decide if you wish to purchase the printed version, which is heavy and expensive, but shipping is included, and I'll sign it for you if you wish. Or you can choose the less expensive version, the ebook version, which is same book, same many pages, only you can download it right away, and it's 1/10 of the price. But highly recommend the book called Me, My Psyche and I. Me, My Psyche and I. And if you have questions about transient thoughts, the thoughts that appear in your head and they were not invited and you didn't want them to be there. You wonder, what are they doing here? Why are these looping thoughts in my mind? Where do they come from? How do I manage them? What do they have to do with me? All of that is discussed in a book called Transient Thoughts and Me. And these books are very nominally presented with a very nominal charge. And of course, it will help you a lot and help the channel as well. Now, with all that support, go ahead and break up again, because you will be able to move on eventually when you go through the channel's videos, and you'll see that you're never alone. I got your back. In other words, the channel got your back. And don't forget to talk about the channel in every forum that you find, any chat room or whatever. Promote the channel, share the videos in your social media, help us to grow. We're still invisible, but when we are visible, you guys know damn well that we are probably one of the best channels, if not the best channels, that discusses what concerns you in this kind of topics of breakups, divorces, and to understand your own psyche. Having said that, let's move on and see what Nick has to say. Nick says, all the drama, as I've mentioned before, at work has escalated between the staff. The ladies, backstabbing, cattiness, etc., to the point where we are having a staff meeting with team leader on Friday. That's getting interesting. Nick says, I'm going to attend to see how it goes. I've kept true to myself, stepped up my work ethics, taken nobody's side in all this, so I don't get dragged into anyone's argument, and will stand up for myself. Good for you. That's the best policy. And keep the work environment clean for yourself. Clean from energy and clean from any kind of unnecessary involvement in stories and dramas, as you put it. Ben Ismaili says, is where I lived the building the architect. Yeah, and I still don't know if you're talking about you missing the building or the place or the city or the friends you had there, or is it the relationship that you call where? And I apologize, but I can't understand to address it properly. Linda says, hi Mehran, all done work, nice to catch you again. Hello Linda, let me think, you are from Ontario, are you? Remember, am I remembering it right? And you were working a early shift, and you are helping the elderly at home care. Am I right? Am I right? Did I remember right? Female, 59, Ontario. There we go. I was right, that part. And and UK says, male 27, Tromsø, Norway. Oh, I love to see Norway. I've always somehow had this amazing feeling about Norway being such an amazing place, and I haven't had the chance to. I've seen many places in Europe, especially when I was a child. We used to travel with my brother and my mother every summer, and my father would join us if he would be able to get away from his work. At the time, he was a legal advisor to an airline company in Europe, so we got to travel a lot, summer times, and so. But Norway is one of the places we never did go to. Holland, yes. Germany, yes. Italy, yes. UK, yes. All these places. Austria, yes. But not Norway, of course. Now, Nick says, should it come to me being questioned about it, I'm anticipating they will say something to try to bring me down. But I will fight for my place among them, as I'm the only male in the facility. You can just simply address it that way. He says, listen, you guys, I'm the only male in this place. And just imagine if we were all men here and you were the only woman here. And then we had some difficulties and we wanted you to take sides. whatever you would have done, you would have been liked and disliked by somebody. And I simply like to be part of the solution, not the problem. And taking sides here really is not going to help the problem or solve anything. It just means one more weight this way or that way. So if you guys don't mind, I want to tell you that I love you all. I love my work. I love this environment. I love this group. And I want to do whatever I can to help it rather than take sides from it. Let's talk about the issue rather than who thinks what and go with the number so the majority wins. No, let's see what the problem is, how we can solve it rather than who is with it, who is against it, because that's irrelevant. It just creates more of a front against the other front. So if you don't mind, let me simply be part of what we can do to help the situation rather than personally making a gesture or opinion about which side I think is right, because what does that do? Doesn't help the solution, does it? So perhaps you can talk to them in this way and get yourself out of that, what they might be expecting you. And Baby Yoga says, what's up, guys? Beautiful day out here today. And where is there, Baby Yoga? We forget where you are. Your age, gender, and where you're tuning in from. Baby Yoga. And we have now, Nick says, we've had a change in our shift roster, and I've found myself in a better position ahead of some of the permanent workers, and it's gotten their kinkers in a twist, as we say. They're not happy at all. Stephen says, you are right about how I don't see the benefits of moving on, and I'm stuck, focused on the short-term pleasure of intimacy. There you go. So now that you know it, command not to give a shit and move on. That's all it takes for you to free yourself, right? Sometimes when a boat is tied to the dock, it's all fine when the sun is out and it's smooth weather and no wind. But imagine if the boat is tied to the dock and then there's waves and storms and choppy water and wind and all these things. So this boat is going up and down until you simply cut the rope and then let it find its natural balance rather than being subjected to a force that it can't go anywhere, it can't react to it properly because it's tied to the dock, and it bangs into the dock and then rebounds back into the waves, and again wind and choppy water will push it back again. It's just not able to take and bring about its own balance. But when you cut the rope, it finally can say, okay, I go with the wave and I keep my balance and I won't get damaged, and I'm just going to ride the waves. And that's what sometimes we have to do. And Linda says, very good. Okay, so that means I passed the memory test, that's for sure. Batman says, hi, male 33 France. Bonsoir, monsieur. Comment ça va ce soir? And Sarah Bella says, hello, 21 Missouri, USA. Hello, Sarah. Good to see you, dear. Linda says, have you ever been to Nova Scotia? No, I've heard a lot about it, that it's so historically important and also so beautiful and lots of fishing and all that, but haven't had the chance at all. And she says, if not, you should go. That is where I am from originally. Wow. Well, listen, you guys, wherever you guys are from, if you arrange a big enough meeting and facilitate the economic viability of it, I'd be more than happy to come and have a workshop for the number of people who are willing to learn something new, and then we can share a lot more that we can share here, and that would give me the opportunity to see places and at the same time share the message we have here, and help everyone to know a little bit more about their psyche, the inward analysis of their psyche, and understanding the components and the contents of their consciousness through understanding the role of the fragments of their psyche by having us there and exploring it together. Batman says, I was really cold when my ex-girlfriend broke up with me. By text, I almost said nothing. I feel guilty in a way. Should I send her? Are you nuts? The girl broke up with you on text and you want to apologize for it because you were cold? What did you want to do? Oh, darling, I'm so glad you're breaking up with me on text. I don't think there would be anything more romantic and lovely and appreciative and friendly and than this. So thank you. But I'm very sorry that I was cold. How can I do to make it up for you? You know what you're doing? You're just trying to suck up to someone who you still have feelings for. And rather than seeing the behavior and the way you were treated and to move on with your life, and not care about it, you're thinking about, oh, maybe I was impolite. Maybe I should suck up more. Maybe I should be weaker. Maybe I should be just not think about myself, have no respect for myself. Maybe then she will respect me because she will see that I have no respect for myself. Is that what you think? You keep behaving in that way, any one of you, disrespect yourself, others will also respect you in the same level. So in other words, no respect for you by you, they won't respect you either. This doesn't mean you should be harsh or impolite or rude. It just means that if someone behaves that way, you simply do what you're doing. Move on. You don't have to regret. Obviously, you're thinking about intimacy and your pleasure and desire. That's why you're, bending backward to please her. Just maybe she'll have mercy and say, yeah, okay, yeah. What? She broke up with text. There's no answer needed. Say, okay, thank you. Have a nice life. Move on. And he says, I feel guilty in a way. Should I send her a text to be nice with her? My ego doesn't want. It's not about ego. It's about simply that she is in the wrong behaving that way. She doesn't have enough guts to talk to you and have a meeting with you and say, listen, it's not working out and I got to go my way, whatever. I've changed my consciousness. My expectations are changed, this and that. Instead of that, text you. And then you want to say, oh, sorry that I didn't like the fact that you it's no different than you just somebody, you decide that who's going to cook, who's going to wash the dishes today, and you're sitting on the table and someone who's cooking, she throws the food over there in the corner and says, go get it, rather than putting the food in front of you, because that's what you guys agreed that day. Maybe another day you'll cook, but I don't know. But on that particular day, I got to be politically correct, but I'm trying to deliver something, so forget about that. It's a difference between somebody having a food prepared without much care and throw it over there and says, oh, go get it, or puts it in plates it and puts it in front of you. And now you're supposed to say, well, she threw the food there, but I was cold about it. I didn't like it. I didn't thank her. So maybe I should go and eat it and say, thank you very much for the food. No, that's not the way to present the food for someone that you're responsible to cook that day. Would you do that if you were cooking the food and put it in front of her? And if you throw it the other side of the room or put it there, say, go get it, without proper presentation or proper words or kindness or feelings and whatnot, do you think you expect her to come and say, oh, darling, thank you very much for throwing it there like I don't mean anything? No, you wouldn't expect that from her, would you, after your behavior? Same thing. You shouldn't think that you need to do that. Just grow a pair and have a little respect for yourself and move on. And Baby Yoga says, Mail 24 Washington, and thank you for that. And you never said, is it Washington State or is it D.C., the capital? Sarah Bella says, very bitter towards love after breakup. Yeah, sure. What did you want? You just had something that it was bitter and you're supposed to say, oh, I love this bitter taste that tastes like shit. No, naturally, you don't like it until you have other things and you wash your mouth or eat other things and taste changes and then you're balanced again. So that's normal to feel that way. Why you expect too much from yourselves? And says, cannot see myself finding someone I could love more. Also annoyed by the thought of, I lost the rest of it. Well, how can you say that, Sarah? Before you met this guy, did you know that you will find this guy, that you will end up liking him so much? No, you didn't, right? But you did, right? You did find. But you didn't know that you will find, right? But you did find. It's the same thing here. Right now, you don't know that you will find, but you will find. But before you find, you're making a decision that, no, I will never find. It's the same situation where you were before you found this guy and you like him so much. And you didn't know that you will find some guy that you would like so much. So what's changed? Same thing. You don't know what the future holds. You don't know what the movements of life story is. And just wait and focus on your life and go through life and be responsible as you are always. Attend to your duties and responsibilities. Accomplish what you set out to accomplish. And when the time is right, the opportunities will present themselves. Then you decide. Then you will say, oh, great, something amazing has happened. I never thought I will meet this person. Well, you did. So the odds for you to meet someone just as nice is the same as when it was before you met this guy. Nothing has changed. You're the same person, if not better. And you're more mature, so even more chances for that. But the fact that you're impatient and you want everything now in front of you, and if you don't see it, because people believe things that they can see or they know. You can't see the person that you're going to be meeting in the future right now, and you don't know that you will, so you don't believe it. But the one that you have, you believe that one, and you think that one that I had, it's actuality, it's real, but the ones that I don't, it can never happen. Well, this was exactly the same before you met this guy. When you didn't have this guy, you thought it will never happen. But did it not happen? It did happen. Same situation now. You don't have a guy and you think it will never happen. Just like how it was before you met this guy. But it did happen. So now also same odds, same way of life, same way of the river, it will happen again. Just focus on your life. Don't try to interpret what the future will be, because what's really the reality is the present, is now. Focus on that. Live in the moment and be effective in your moment, be active in your moment, and make efforts that makes changes in your life, because the changes that you're hoping for are all stems from now, today. Because present, now, is because of the past. However you lived and however you traveled, you ended up here. Because of the past, you're here. So present is representation of your past. And what you do today will be your future, because today is the past of your future. Just like past was the past of your now, and now is the past of your future. Just as the past is why you're here in the present in this way, and today, now, is also the reason what and how your future will be. Therefore, focus on the now. Everything is in the now. The past and future is in the now. Focus on the quality of your now, of your present moment. And then this quality will be the foundation for how your future will be. So instead of saying, no, the future will not be this way, say, well, I'm going to do my best today with whatever it is that I'm supposed to accomplish. And on that basis, my future will also have a solid ground and will form accordingly based on the efforts I make today. So just focus on today, because today is the maker of your future. Not that I wait around until the future comes. There's no future coming. When the future comes is also the now. It's not like tomorrow is waiting for you. We're going through time, and when it's tomorrow, it's today again. So the now is everything. Focus on the now. Build your life on the now. Focus on being the best you can be at the moment that you are actively pursuing something to be accomplished. And on that basis, your future will be formed. I don't know if you understood what I said because I didn't, but I hope you did. All right, let's go. Nick says, uh, Nga mihi nui matua toku epai nga kopu. Thank you so much for your great words of advice. Well, I hope I didn't butcher the words, but I did my best. It sounds wonderful. What an interesting language. And thank you for that. David says, guys, is it just me or are you also experiencing multiple freezes on the video? It probably is you, depending on the bandwidth. If you're in Iran, I bet you then it's very slow there, or your Wi-Fi or your carrier or situation as far as the waves are concerned. Sarabella says having to look for someone else. Yeah, okay, I got it. No, that will come. You don't have to look for it. You just got to be busy with your life, busy with building what it is that you're supposed to be building. Live your life, float into your life, do the best you can, and be one with your life, and focus on it. The rest will be added to it. The way you live, the way you extend your energy into your life is why other things will be attracted or not attracted, and what quality will be attracted or not attracted to you. So don't worry about you will or will not find someone. Just focus on what you're supposed to do. Extend good energy to what it is that you want to accomplish in life. And that will create that atmosphere will be attracting what you're hoping to attract. That will happen on its own without your direct involvement. It's a byproduct of how you live your life. So don't worry about it. That will come. Just focus on your life. Batman says, I'm too nice, I guess. I still don't want her back. It's positive. I'm trying to be a good Christian. Thank you, Mehran. It doesn't have anything to do with your religion. It has to do with the way you just want to live your life. Be good to yourself. Be good to the others. That's a universal value. And just respect yourself as you respect the others. If you had the same kind of respect you have for her for the reasons that you know why, but you would have at least a similar kind of respect for yourself, then the others will also respect you more than you're receiving right now. So be nice. Being nice, there's nothing wrong with it. But letting people walk all over you, there's everything wrong with it. You just don't want to be a doormat. You can be a welcoming mat. You can be a welcoming place, open the door, but you don't need to be a doormat so people can walk on it. That has to do with how you treat yourself, just the same as you treat others, if not a little bit even more. All right. Batman says it was a long-distance relationship. Skype would have been more classy. Oh, long-distance relationship. Yeah, well. Either way, it needed to be handled differently. But I didn't know it was a long-distance. But long-distance, what is long-distance relationship? It's nonsense. Don't ever spend your time in a long-distance relationship unless you guys are going to be seeing each other in about like maximum a month. If it's not going to be that soon, then forget the long-distance relationship. And even if you meet each other, that's not every day. Long-distance relationship is nonsense because you'll be at your best foot forward for that 1 hour, 2 hours on Skype or whatever it is. But that's not real life. You got to see each other functioning and negotiating life in real daily affairs, different things, going to coffee shop, going to shopping, going to a cinema, going to do, I don't know, homework or going to project at work, interacting in real life and real time rather than, few texts here and there, a lovey-dovey, and based on the loneliness or whatever it is that you don't have much available to you and you kind of think, the one that is available to you is everything. No, it's just the only thing that is around, not everything. You got to be a little bit more selective. And lucky you that long-distance relationship broke up because it's worth pretty much nothing. Ben Ismaili says, sorry, I don't know English well. Yeah, there we go. The place where I lived, it was an Arab. I didn't like the place where I lived, and then when I felt the country, when I left the country, the thoughts of that country turned into negative thoughts. Uh-huh. When these thoughts come to my head hurts. I hope you understand me. Does it pass with time? Is it normal? I'm afraid it won't go away. Now, what happened there? Is it just because it was a country you didn't like, or was it because um, there were fights or fighting or destructions or uh, you know gunfires and I don't know tank fires or what kind of a bad thing was happening there that you didn't like that place? But whatever it was, whether you didn't like the place because there were bad people there, or there were bad location or bad neighborhood, or there were fights going on, or there were destructions or war was going on, in time they will all disappear. Why? Because human psyche is geared toward forgetting the bad things and focusing on the good things. So whether you want it or not, you're going to forget them. How? By focusing on your present moment, present place that you are, the work you want to do, the study you want to do, the friends that you have, the things that you're in touch with at that moment, at the present time, and wholeheartedly paying attention and enjoying that new environment. Because when you constantly focus your attention on the new environment and the effects of the environment on you and your effects on the environment and your activities and your efforts of accomplishing what you want to accomplish in that setting that you are now, the more you're training your synaptic neurons create bridges to make you to become better and better in loving what you are, where you are, and what you're doing. And with all that encouragement and conditionings and creating bridges between synaptic neurons that would be geared to make you be really good at getting involved in your present life and where you are, then naturally the old ones will fade away because you're not practicing thinking of them. You're practicing focusing on what it is in front of you in this environment. It's not much different than when you keep thinking about something. It's like you keep practicing playing piano. The more you practice, the more you become, the better you become in playing piano. Why? Because the more you practice, the more bridges are built between the synaptic neurons to make you become good at that what you're doing. Playing tennis, playing piano, whatever. But if you don't play piano for a while or play tennis for a while or something that you've been doing a lot, you don't do that anymore, those bridges between those synaptic neurons that made you become really good at what you were doing become destroyed. Will be picked up and become destroyed to make it available for you to learn new things, other things that you want to spend your time on. And on that note, you will begin to forget the old things that you're not doing anymore, not because you kept thinking, I shouldn't be thinking about it, I shouldn't be thinking about it. No, because you've been thinking about new things. This idea of doing new things, being involved in the new things and thinking about new things, paying attention about new life and new things, automatically will take care of forgetting the old stuff. So you don't have to worry about it, really. That's my assessment of the situation. Of course, as I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist. If you have any of that sort of questions, you got to ask your doctor, but this is just what my opinion is. I hope you understand that. And Sarah Bella says, thank you for your words and advice. I did understand. Aha, good. Nick says, Kanui Taku Aroha Matua. Much love and respect, Mehran. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're very kind. I appreciate that. And Mariam Davari says, hi, Mehran Jan. You are amazing. Hello, Mariam Jan. How are you, dear? Long time no hear. Hope all is well for you. And I'm sure it is, because you're, in my opinion, very intelligent woman, educated, and you can do anything you put your mind to it, including Forget this stuff that you do, the oil field engineering and all that, including anything else that you want to get over with it or move on with it or focus and learn and accomplish. So I have 100% faith in your abilities, and I hope you are taking yourself seriously and your expertise and abilities and your potential seriously, and you're using your wisdom, and you know that you have it. It's just that you sometimes get distracted and keep thinking about something that you don't enjoy instead of thinking about things that you think is good for you and you enjoy and you like to do them, because that will naturally make the other stuff disappear anyhow. But I'm sure you're in a good place right now. At least I hope. So, look, guys, we've been here for about an hour and 8 minutes, 9 minutes. And I hope you guys have clicked on like. If you haven't right now, please do. And I hope that you have subscribed. If you haven't, click on subscribe. And again, don't forget, 1,600 videos and counting on this channel. We'll give you the opportunity to have watch discussions about pretty much anything that can come to your mind after your breakups, or things that you want to know about your psyche, thoughts, consciousness, the relationship between the two. How are they come about? And desire, ego, pleasure, fears. All of that is discussed on this channel. Whether it's in the videos already, look at the playlists, or just type in a word that describes your feeling in the field of the search engine of my channel, and you're bound to see a bunch of videos on the topic that you're searching for. Or the live talks that we talk about, like this one, or just go on my site, mind@6truth.com, and click on Talk to Mehran via Skype. Make an appointment for an hour, and I will double it, so we'll have 2 hours to talk and see what's concerning you. Of course, there are other support material in my site, including my books, and in the form of ebooks and a real paper book, which you can choose, and you have an opportunity to take a look at the table of contents of each book, or click on more info, and then read a sample chapter of the books and see if you like it. And I highly recommend the book Me, My Psyche and I, and for transient thoughts and understanding what they are and how you can handle them or understand them and manage them, you can pick up the book called Transient Thoughts and Me. Having plugged all that, let me get back and see who's here. Elsie says, hello, Elsie, with lots of sunshine, and I appreciate that. Ben says, thank you, I appreciate you deserve everything. Well, thank you very much. All I want is health for all people, all good people in the world, and safety for all people in the world, and every one of us live in harmony wherever we are, and away from all the negativities and wars and abuse and everything else that we all know what they are, and nobody likes them. So I think it's time for me to mosey on out, let you guys to enjoy your evening wherever you are. And time difference is probably humongous between Europe or New Zealand and Australia and places that are far away from here, India, Iran. But I think we did touch a little bit of info and exchange, and that should be good enough. And Nick says, Kakiteano matua. See you again soon. Kai paito rapu. Have a great day, evening. And thank you very much. I appreciate that. Again, I'm learning new languages, I guess, by the time Nick is done with this channel. So, guys, thank you very much. And I love you all. Thank you for being here, giving me the opportunity to talk about a thing or two with you. I look forward to talk to you again. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.